Hello, hello, my beautiful people. Is Adriana here? Hello, Body, Mind, and Soul Provider. We are back on our pop-up conversation, weekly conversation. And I have beside me here my beautiful Lorna host and Michelle. Say hello, hello to everyone. We'd love to
Oh,
hear from you. Let us know what are you tuning from. If you watch this live or replay, let us know. And I know you might gonna see, Adriana, I just saw you, what, half an hour ago? Yes, that was still me. It was live and I'm here again. By magic. We just have, if you didn't watch, just look below this video. We just had the interview with our amazing Alan Mulliger, and we did the interview with him, and we are excited because he's bringing up an amazing event that I participated, me and Lorna and Michelle participated to his events, and it's always beautiful to come and support each other in this community of providers. And we will definitely be there to support him, and we'll love to have you there. You will not gonna want to miss this. It's an important event that he will have, and everybody has something to learn, especially if you are a wellness provider, a health and wellness provider. So our beautiful ladies, what we're talking about before we start this live, we were thinking, we always been outside of the pop-up conversation. We always try to keep in touch and see where we are, what's happening in our lives. We connected all the time. So we did a quick update of where we were this week. And we were talking about some things that you don't expect that they will happen, or you think you're so much further than you are. So that's why we decided to put this title of 3 Feeds from Gold, which is actually a book. For those that doesn't know, this book for me was one of that type of books, Think and Grow Rich, or those kind of books that actually help you tremendously to open up and change your perspective. And you can find it anywhere. Sharon Lecter and Greg Reid, they are the authors of this book. But we use this as an analogy because in so many times in our lives as entrepreneurs, how many times, let's be honest, Michelle and Lorna, and everybody that's watching, how many times we want to say, that's it? I don't want to do this anymore. I take my toys and I leave.
right. And I had one of those moments today where, all of the times that I felt I cannot imagine going on anymore. How much more of this is there, like why is this not working? And like banging your head against the wall, it feels like. And then you have a moment like today where it was like I punched through to the 3 feet of gold, and it was just like holy doodle, like it's hard to see where you're going, and then when you're there it's hard to see where you've been. So it's an amazing phenomenon, and I'd love to hear how Lorna experiences it.
I would say similar is sort of when you don't really know how close you are. It's how much can we keep on going. And it was actually fascinating. Two different things that came to mind was a little bit different than if there's that oasis picture, right? Where there's that oasis and somebody crawling in the desert, and they have some place to get to. It's kind of, okay, I'm just about there. But when you don't really know. But it drew me to mind as well when it was, I'm going to say 15 years ago, 15, 16 years ago, I went to a workshop, and it was, and I had traveled out of country for it, paid some good money to travel for the workshop itself, for accommodations. And we got in there, and it was actually this whole thing of, male and female. So, we had our combined thing, and then we were separated, and all the women were brought into here. And I think the men did the same thing, but it was, okay, we got into groups and circles of, I think, 5 people. Okay, now you're going to squat down a little bit. You're going to squat. You're going to be in the circle and facing each other, and you're going to squat down, and you're going to stay there for half of an hour. If you come out of that squat or you fall, you leave. Like, it wasn't just, sorry, you didn't make it type thing. It was, you're done.
You're done.
And it was an amazing thing to be able to, they said, you're going to go through things, the thoughts are going to come, your body's going to feel it. And it was a fascinating thing to go through that, like to feel the legs trembling and, oh my goodness, I'm never going to get this. I'm only at a minute and my leg, how am I going to get in half an hour? And, the thoughts, and it was just this process. And after a while, just sort of settled into it. And I made it for that whole thing. And that, what an amazing way to start. And when I got home, I actually was able to walk 14 stories of my apartment building, not the elevator. I walked it with ease. And so in both of those times, there's that, I'm just about there. And here I had a time limit. And each time I think there's sort of that thing about, can I get there? Can I do this? Can I do this? And to be aware of those thoughts that come up, notice what we're feeling in the body, and just keep on going, keep on going. I can do this. I can do this. I can do this.
Well, and that piece around, it can be physical like that. It can be emotional, like you don't know, how much more you can handle. It can be mental, where you're just totally catastrophizing or mapping things out, and they each have their own special thing. But I agree with you that what it does do is build, I don't want to say character or endurance, but resilience in a sense, because the closer, it's like weight training, right? Like you're pushing yourself and then you're relaxing and then repairing, and then you can push further, like you said, with the stairs. So but you never know. It was that diagram of like the story, and maybe Adriana could tell us the story, or summarize the parable, so to speak, of the 3 feet from gold part, because it's like sometimes you give up. And I'd be interesting to hear from the people who are watching what you told yourself to do one more thing, to take that next step, to go one more day, and how it felt when you finally arrived. But Adriana, do you want to tell the story of or give a summary
Yeah.
of that, what the title was about?
Yes, the story says that there was a guy that didn't have a lot of clue. He just heard that you can, find gold and make a lot of money and so on. So he didn't did any research. He just bought the land, bought a mine. He went down there and he started digging, and he dig and he dig and he finds some pieces here and there, just to, a bit of dopamine to make him keep going. And then after a while was nothing. And he was digging and digging and nothing, and dig and more digging and nothing. And at one point he said, how far I'm gonna keep digging, because I don't know when I'm gonna, how much, maybe it's nothing there. Why do I should keep going, wasting my, no more money, I don't have any resources, I don't have nothing. So at one point the guy gave up and he said, that's it. And another guy bought the place, and the guy was a geologist or whatever you name it. He bought it from him. That guy had the knowledge, had the resource, knew the land. He did his, all of it. And he took over, and he literally 3 feet. He did 3 more feet, and there was a big pile as of a gold. And that's there's many lessons of that, don't give up. If this is what you meant to do or be, then don't give up. And if you give up, take fully responsibility for why you give up, not just because you don't know. Do your research and understand what is behind what you're about to do. The same, like I see it, and it's funny thing we talk about this because you guys know, the ladies know that a couple of days ago, I was at that verge. I was so like, I know what I'm doing. I know what's my mission. I keep changing. I don't know what's going on with me. I was like at the verge to say, maybe I should make a stop or put a pause. And then it's that something, that not necessarily, I don't know if it's the purpose or whatever you want to call it. When I said, no, I came way too far. I came way too far to be able to give up now. And yes, maybe it's nothing there. But one thing I know for sure, if I don't know, and this is my share with all of you, if you find yourself in the situation when you feel that you're about to give up, when your business is not working, when there's no clients, when, whatever that is now feel like there's no results of your work or no outcome of your work, at least that's how you think or see it, then stop looking within for a second and ask how people sees you. For me, this is what I was a huge help, was like, okay, if I cannot figure it out, maybe those that see me, and so all the work, all the digging I've been doing all these years, maybe they can tell me the answers, or at least guide me towards where I need to go, or at least give me a clue or something, or give me a hand so I cannot, don't give up yet. And I did that. I started asking people around. I started those that I work with, my clients, the people around, like Lorna, Michelle, and they gave me the certain words, the certain things that I was like, wait a minute, it's a common thing in all these things. That's why I'm here. And then it clicked. And then I was like, I got it now. I crack it open. Now I know I'm there, and I'm gonna keep digging. And that doesn't mean I got to the gold. I'm not near to the goal yet, but now I know why. I know where to go. I have another resource. I have another reinsurance of why I keep doing what I'm doing. So I think it's so important to speak about these parts, because everybody in business, we speak about success, we speak about the amazing we are, we speak about the work we do, but let's speak about the moments when we don't want to do it, or at least we feel like we don't want to do it anymore. Those are important to speak as well too, because a lot of people are struggling with this, but they struggle in silence. Because you're a business owner now, you cannot complain. You choose, you put yourself into this. You know what I mean? Lorna, what comes to you when you think of those moments when maybe say, you quit your job, you did all these things, and then you feel like, yeah, but if I say I complain, or if I, share my whatever is happening with me now, if you say that to those around you, they might be like, but you chose it, you decide to do this, So sometimes it's that fear that the people is gonna judge you. What comes to you?
First of all, that aspect of having that direction that we're heading in. And it doesn't even mean that direction we're heading in, or that target, is actually where we'll end up, but that's what creates that's the direction I'm heading in. And somewhere along the way, there might be that veer this way. Actually, it's this way that we're to go to now that we've got this far. But that piece about really, I would say it's that inside piece, that it's not always this. We can have the thought processes about what our experience is and all, but it's that I think what each one of us feels is there's somehow, this is a calling. This isn't just kind of, I'm doing this on a whim. It's like when you said that example of, quitting a job, that's what I did. It didn't make any sense, because at that time I didn't have any finances to cover what I was bringing in from that. And so that sense of just kind of like, no, this is the thing to do. This is the step to take. And I think that that's a big part of it, is that inner compass, that inner trusting that more than what's happening outside of us, and even using that which is outside of us to help clarify, yep, this is true, even though it doesn't make sense here or out here, it's here. Keep on going, keep on going, keep on going.
I 100% agree with that. And what it makes me think of is the passage from one of Neville Goddard's Neville Goddard's chapters in his books, where he talks about the only reason why we can't see everything is created. It's just that we can only see what's in our own consciousness. And so that it's just like that end of the tunnel where 3 feet behind there's the gold, that the gold is there. We just can't see it. And it's that our subconscious beliefs about, what is reality and how we create our reality and how we manifest like our purpose, and how close we stick to that inner calling and drive, and how that focus on that actually it's called the law of assumption, where it removes that veil, and it brings into view that which is unseen. so that, and if we can choose not to see it, and we can choose to not believe in what we're doing. But you think about freaking Colonel Saunders, going to 1,000 places with his chicken recipe and getting turned down or whatever, or Edison with a light bulb. And just, there is no logical reason for you to continue to keep doing something except that you have to, because it's your purpose. And that's really important to stay true to for yourself, and to stay connected with yourself and give you purpose to keep going. I know there's been times where I was like, I don't even know why, this is a ridiculous, like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Right? And then days like today, it all makes sense. And that switch where it finally comes into view and you're like, oh, this was everything. This was why. And it's just, it's there. You can believe that it's there.
What would you say now that you are not necessarily on the other side, because that's, we never
Yeah.
on the side, because we're gonna have more of these ups and downs. But what would you say to someone that, say you are the whisper or that inner voice of someone that they are exactly in that verge with their business, with their dream, and they watching you now? What would you say? And they are like, Michelle, Lorna, I don't know. I tried everything. I don't know what to do. I think I'm just wasting my time here. I think maybe I should just give up. What would you say to that person? Because you've been there.
I'll let Lorna go first.
Oh, wow. In some ways, it would be that sense of do what you feel to do. It's kind of, I hear you, you want to give up. It's tough. It's whatever. And I would say, I would tend to not give them an answer, right? Because we always want to let the answer come from within. And at the same time, there's that assurance that, what would you do if you knew there was no right or wrong answer? What if you knew there was no right or wrong step to take, that each one would just take you in a different direction? Which way would you go? Or like when my girls were little, we used to have, after Halloween, we would play the chocolate bar game, because I would say, okay, you can have one chocolate bar today, and it would be, oh, what do I have? And so I'd say, okay, I'll put one behind my back, and because they didn't know, and I say, okay, you pick a hand, and that sense of, if it comes out yes, or it's kind of like, oh, it's sort of that
Then
difference.
Oh,
Oh, there was one that I actually really wanted, even though it's sometimes so subtle, or the thoughts, well, I should want this one, but could I really? And so I think sometimes, just if you could have one and not the other, which one would it be? So to start to clarify that way, and then it's just kind of, okay, then go that way. But I think there's such a sense of that fear of, what if I what if I take the wrong step? But I've come to experience that there really is no wrong step. It just creates, when we talk about that linear line, no, it's just sometimes it's that weaving. And even the weaving isn't a wrong step. It's just gleaning more information, more experience, more clarification. And we're always going to get where we're heading to, just maybe a different path.
Yep, I frequently call it the rocking chair test. So if you're 90, sitting on your rocking chair on your porch, and you think back, if you didn't do this, or you did do this, how would you feel about it then? Right? Or if if the outcome, the feeling of the outcome that you can visualize is worth the feeling, the suffering that you're going through on the way there. Like today's thing for me, totally worth it. But yeah, and so but I like the way you said it, but it's like a differentiation between there is no failure there's only learning. Failure only exists if you don't learn from it and adapt, right? And so, is this part of the path that you needed to be able to get where you were supposed to go? Or is this, something that you're experiencing some programming in your brain that is, throwing up barriers, because you're about to make a breakthrough. You'll hit you'll come up to a threshold. Bob Proctor used to call them terror barriers. You think you think of an idea, and then when you finally become emotionally involved in it, then it starts to actually generate it out of the field. And then you come up to it because your brain's like, whoop, not safe, or some story that you've told yourself about what it would mean if it actually happened, and you hit a terror barrier. But if you don't punch through that, and continue on and figure out what the story was, if it's a limiting belief in your mind, or if it's just something that, you've extracted all of the valuable data out of it, and it was just part of the pathway to getting to the next place. I think you kind of have to make that differentiation.
Yeah.
What about you, Adriana?
Yeah.
For me, I will ask this question. What got you into this from the beginning? Why did you start what you started? Because when you get to the point that to understand what was your intention beyond for you to start or put yourself in starting a business, or bring into reality a dream, or at least try to bring a reality or a dream, or whatever that was, what is your reason? Because you had a reason, you have a motive, you had a strong why on the beginning for you to start something that everybody maybe thought is insane, for you to give up your job, to leave certainty and go for uncertainty, whatever that was for you. Spend a lot of money, invest, do risk, fail, risk more, invest more, fail again, no results, and so on. And everybody telling you absolutely insane and crazy that you've been doing this for how many years? And what? You're not a millionaire? I know why you're doing this, But when you come back to this question, why did you start this? What was the reason, the intention that make you to start all of this and give up on all the other certain stuff? And come back to that, because that's what got you what you are today, and that's what's going to continue to drive you if you choose to drive towards that. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah. Are you going to go that last 3 feet?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And also, this idea of unknown, we're scared of the unknown. Some people are going to hate me, but I don't agree with it. You cannot be scared of something you don't know. You can. This idea of like, oh, I'm scared of uncertainty or the fear, or I don't know it. How can you be scared of something that you've never seen before? You cannot be scared of that. You're only scared of what you know, and you take it from your past and you put it into your future, and you presume and you expect and you think that that's what's going to happen again. That's all it is. But I'm sure that all of us in here, we're smart enough to figure out that we already passed that idea that whatever we had in our past doesn't have to dictate our future. And for me, a break up, because that's what it is about to break up with my love of my life, which is my dream, my passion. It's also a breakthrough. You need to break up to be able to break through. That's how I see it. And I felt it on my own skin and emotions many times, couple of days ago, recently. So if you think that this is it, or this is your breakup, then guess what? You're gonna have many more. We need the breakups. We need to be at the verge of us to be able to create who we want to be. I think that's the most important thing. And one thing that someone not long ago told me, said, how can you create the person you want to be, or the things you want to create in your future with the person you are now? you can't. So you have to give up on who I had to give up on who I am. I had to make the decision, which is the hardest one, to give up on the idea of who I am today. So then I'm learning to embrace or act as if I'm already the person with the dreams that they become the reality, what I want to become and be.
That's
So that
true.
was, it is, again, I know it's not easy. It's simple as heck, but it's not easy. It's not easy. And that's why we're here. We have each other here to be able to support each other. That's why we have these conversations. We want to keep it as authentic, as real as we can, because we know we're all going as entrepreneur, coaches, business owners, and so on. We're all going through all these things that most of the people do not want to talk about it. But that's
Well,
what
and that's why we developed the provider circle as well, right? This the
Yes.
subscription community that we're just launched to help body, mind, and soul wellness providers connect with each other, support each other, exchange, collaborate, learn, train, grow, rely on, refer to, make money from, you know, all of these pieces. And so we're pretty excited. I'll pop the link in the chat. You can check that out. But we're really looking forward to providing the kind of business technical mindset, you know, and peer support to be able to help everybody get that last 3 feet.
Yes, and if you want to see one of our actually providers in our subscription community, if you miss him couple of, I will say, an hour ago, if you miss him, Alan Milliger, he's one of our providers, and he will have a course in our community as well. He's going to help you tremendously from your mind to your emotions, and also how to sell without actually selling. That's, for me, that was one thing that I decided to be part of his community and work with him, and want him to be here in our community, because some people, the way they do their work, it brings, you know, that authenticity that it extracts you from the ocean of coaches, on the ocean of the everybody saying the same thing. And when you allow yourself to be in your authentic self, then you don't have to sell nothing. You just are who you are. So I love that.
Well, and talk about being three, if you want to punch through the last 3 feet of to the goal, like, and really, like, for people in business, that's actually enrolling clients and taking in money so you can deliver them your services, right? And Alan's event on the January 17th and 18th, that's what, next week, is free, but he teaches you exactly how you can just like serve your way to a sale rather than like slime your way to a sale. It's a fantastic service conversion method that he teaches, but all authentic, all you driven, purpose, service driven stuff. So you guys do not want to miss that event. We'll pop the link in the chat as well, but come to it. You will not regret it. It's 2 3-hour sessions on the 17th and 18th, and it will shook you.
He will, and it's such a for us, it's such an honor to have him in our subscription community, because he's going to be part of part of our community, where we can, you know, support each other, help each other, learn from each other. We're gonna, you know, in our community, we're gonna have master classes and courses and so many things that we, you know, swap services. That's I'm so excited, because we all need help. We all need support from each other. And why not get the support from the best people that we have here? Why not? Instead of you trying to find a certain type of coach or help or mentor somewhere in that ocean, you just have them here in your backyard. So that's why we decided to create this community. So it's our pleasure to have you. Also, for those that didn't join or want to join us again, this Sunday we have our community. Lorna, our connection circle, you want to tell us a little bit more about it?
Mm-hmm. Each time that we've met with our connection circle, it's just, we feel it and our guests feel it. It's just the connection, the words that get expressed just really in many ways reflect and speak to what our intention was, what we had hoped to have when we created the connection circle. But just that connection that happens, such a beautiful space. It happens each and every time. And yes, we have for this Sunday, we have 4 spaces already spoken for of the 4. So if you would like to reserve a space for you, whether you're watching live or on the play, watch for the links down below and you can register for those. And again, if this Sunday doesn't work, in 2 weeks, we'll be back and joining in again another circle. So come on in. And the question has been asked, well, can I come back again? Yes, absolutely. If you've been in a connection circle again, come and join again. Why? Simply because you have shifted and changed from where you were. You might be doing the same work, but you have new experiences to add to that. Plus, you get to connect with other people that you maybe have not met before. So a whole new group of people to connect with. So absolutely do that. And also there's the one-on-one. For those of you who have already been part of the connection circle, it doesn't matter if it was 2 weeks ago or 2 months ago, and you've not yet had your one-on-one interview and you would like to, we invite you to do that. And why again would that be? Again, we look at in our connection circle, we have a 3 to 5 minute time for you to really share your story and about your work and your passion in the world. In the one-on-ones, it's a 15-minute time to really just share. And so we invite you to take part of and let yourself step into the limelight and show up. We really are looking to do all that we can to shine the light on you so that you can be the light that you are in the world to those who are ready to see you and to find you and to refer you. Come on in. We look forward to it.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Well, we're looking forward to see you this Sunday or next weekend on Allen event. We'd love to see you there too. If you have any comments, we'd love to hear it. Any feedback on the topic we talked about today or any questions, just you know where to find us. Thank you so much, everyone. Big kisses to all of you, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you Sunday. Bye-bye.
Bye.